You know, I got an awkward style. I got a different style. I don't have to be fundamentally sound or whatever. Whatever I'm doing is working. If a man can come in there and be able to handle what I'm doing and break it, why fix it? People want to have a reason or excuse to see that I'm not who I am, which they know I am, which is okay because I like to prove people wrong.
Do you think Joshua is that opponent though?
If
you beat him, do you think it'll prove?
Most definitely.
He brings out the best in you.
Most definitely.
Any concern though, like let's say you happen to knock him out in 2 rounds, that it turns into, well, that guy wasn't that good to begin with, and like let's say you happen to knock him out in 2 rounds. Any concern then that it becomes, well, maybe that guy wasn't that good.
Yeah, I'm not doing it for the, I'm mostly doing it for myself, for my family. You know what I mean? To prove that I am the best. The fans, they're gonna take what they want to. They're gonna take what they want to take from what they're viewing with their own eyes. Everybody see a fight differently. You know what I mean? Some people think a person won, some think they lost. It's always controversy dealing with fighters. Some don't see it, some do. That's just the way the world works. That's the way to go around. But as long as I prove to myself that I've done what I said I've done, as long as my words matches my actions, I've done all I need to do.
Now, you talked about with Staverna, you went to hurt him, put him in the hospital, and you left him slumped over the bottom row. Was that satisfying? And this is heavyweight boxing. Was that a nice image to show everyone what you can do?
Oh man, it was perfect. Especially when I started seeing it going viral over the internet. We broke the internet, man. And I didn't know how good my performance until later on. I got back to my hotel. I had a lot of people around me celebrating, but I was the only one who wasn't celebrating. Because that's we always as a team we always celebrate for 15 minutes, and that's mostly in the dressing room. And then we leave out, we go on to the next phase of our life or whatever. But the people around me, I don't stop them from celebrating or having such emotion and stuff like that, because when they're dealing with fighters, a lot of people put emotions into it. You know what I mean? Just like with this fight with Joshua, so many people have lost friends over this. So many people have gotten into fights and arguments and stuff like that. And when I knock him out, it's going to be an emotional time. It's going to be a lot of people crying. And probably a lot of breakups and stuff like that. And this is what it brings, man, and I just can't wait, man. It's an exciting time for the heavyweight division. I'm just glad I'm able to add my part to it.
So just to piggyback on that, Eddie Hearn keeps dangling Dylan White and trying to put Dylan White in front of you for these huge amount of paydays. So do you feel like at this point in your career, you've made enough money in your career that every move that you make from here forward is about your legacy and not about the financial reward?
Well, as fighters, the money just come with it. You know what I mean? We can't have and we got to be realistic about it. When you mention a Dylan White, like some people may want to see the fight, but the majority of people don't want to see that fight. That's only in the UK. That is only a distraction from what the main goal is. Everybody wants to see Wilder and Joshua. That's it. A Dylan White, nobody wants to see that fight. Would you want to see that fight?
No.
Exactly. So I have no problem fighting Dylan White. My thing is put Joshua on the end of that. And you will see me, not only will I fight him, but I'll go to his country and beat him and fight him. As long as you got Joshua at the end of that bridge when I cross, let's do it. What's wrong with that? I think that's fair. But he don't even want to do that because he's fearful of what's going to happen.
So you and Eddie Hearn have been taking kind of like, not really, like just little verbal jabs, little, surface interminglings on social media. Mm-hmm. Has he said anything to you thus far that you found particularly insulting, or has it just been, just hype? Just hype? Not
at all. I don't take nothing personal with what nobody says. You know what I mean? If anything, if I do take heed to anything somebody says, it's only motivation to prove a person wrong. There's no great feeling that I have than somebody saying I can't do something, I won't be able to do this because of their opinion or what they feel. But when I do it, the most enjoyable part about it is seeing that person or seeing them the next time or hearing them trying to explain why I became victorious. That's exciting for me.
And one more about news broke this week that there won't be really any severe penalties to Luis Ortiz about what happened with the positive drug testing. Do you feel like that undermines what you are trying to do in the legacy of the sport, since you have always presented yourself as a clean fighter, and now he's not going to be stripped of his ranking, anything like that? What are your thoughts on that?
Man, I've thought about that, and I got so many mixed emotions about it, but I don't let my emotions get the best of me when it's pertaining to that situation, especially any situation with these guys getting called PD, because at the end of the day, what does it do? It only alerts the world that these guys are cheaters. But some people, in their eyes, they don't see it because they always make excuses for these guys, and I always be the finger point on me when I didn't tell that guy to do that. I didn't tell that people tell this man to do that. You know what I mean? But the fingers always point to me. So with that being said, it is what it is. I'm happy that he's back. I'm happy that Povetkin is back. Because guess what? I'm still here. And I still want you.
That said, though, you're right. These guys are going to get into a ring with you, and the objective of the sport is to, cause physical damage, right? They were going to go in, theoretically, right? They're taking these things to hurt you, again, physically. Isn't there a part of you that wants to see them punished for that?
Most definitely. But it's up to the WBC or whoever's sanctioning body that they're with for them to do that.
You just make up the rules as they go along. Let's just say if I make you...
But the thing about it is, this is boxing. And how boxing is ran, still is. Always will be, and still is to this day. If you got this, you can get your man infinite ranking. You can get him out of situations, because this is what it's all about, right?
Boxing fans are a crazy bunch. I've seen a particular amount of people going after you, and I've been defending people saying crazy conspiracy theories, like Friesen Ortiz pulled out, and they knew this would happen. What is the deal with that? Why do you have so many crazy haters? I guess
because they can't explain what I'm doing in the ring. They don't understand how I do what I do. With the athleticism, with the being agile, being mobile, just having the determination and the mindset that I have. I'm very confident in who I am. I'm very confident in what I can do. I'm very confident in my vessel that I possess. You know what I'm saying? I'm confident, and when it's like that, people don't know what to say. They don't. Really, you can't dislike Deontay Wilder because he haven't given you no reason to dislike him, only to like him. You know what I mean? But if they dislike me, then it's because of they don't understand how I'm doing what I'm doing. How can this guy from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, be doing this in there with an awkward style like that? We've never seen it. So if they never seen it, they went, "Oh, he don't have no fundamental boxing skills, or he just fight this and this." You can't really listen to that stuff because who would be brave enough to get in that ring? No. It's easy to speak, but your actions. What your actions is. When people say that, I want to see the actions. Show me if you can do better.
Yeah, you scored a number of highlight reel knockouts now. The Spielka knockout was crazy. He was out cold. You have Stavern slumping over the rope. Did you do the same thing to Joshua?
Almost definitely. He's human, ain't
he? Deontay, what are some things that you feel that you could exploit in Joshua's game? They're saying he's a little too bulky, he's a little faster.
You already named him. If I ask you that same question, and you gave me the response from that, everything you say will probably be everything I would say. You know what I mean? Of course, he's, with his training regimens as far as lifting weights, boxing is all about technique. It's all about what you do. And, I'm very enhanced when it comes to lifting weights and stuff like that. And it's different techniques, it's different methods of lifting weights. It's all about what you want to accomplish out of lifting weights. A lot of people like to lift weight for strength. They like to lift weight for a certain type of power. They like to buck up and stuff like that. They want to do it for competition sometime and make their bodies right. Just because you see a man with muscles and stuff like that, as humans, we automatically assume, oh, he's strong. Yeah, he's strong in what he's lifting for, and that's to lift weights. When you're talking about putting out a punching and doing this for time after time, what is 3 minutes in a round? You're doing that for 12 rounds, 36 minutes. You need oxygen for that. Your hands are, and every football player, every guy that's been muscular that I have sparred, I have put them on the ground because it's secrets, it's tricks in the ring for that. Your muscles is only for lifting and stuff like that, especially how he trained. It's not for boxing. It's good. That's why I love my body, because I'm able to go around. I'm able to do a lot of things, pre-tire out, He talk about he don't have the movement like I do, and he don't move his head, and that's one of the most dangerous things to have, not move your head, because I got the coldest 1-2 in the business, period. And the jab as well too. When I use my jab and when I want to use it, it's spectacular, and nobody can never get away with it. You know what I mean? It's so much that I can do in the ring because my mind is so sharp that I only use it when the time need be. With my opponent, I react off my opponent. If I can have an easy night and don't have to work hard, then that's what I'm gonna do. If I feel like I need to do more, then that's what I'm gonna do. And this is how my career will always be.
Deontay, were you surprised that Bermain Stavern came in 15 pounds heavier than he did for the first fight? And then is that one of the reasons why you went after him the way he did, knowing that maybe he's not in the shape he was the first time you guys fought?
I mean, I don't care about how much these guys weigh. I'm in there to do a job, and that's to get in there and get the win, and hopefully look good getting the win. Whatever weight that they come in, that's their business. This is a disciplined sport, and if you ain't disciplined enough to be able to come in there and be professional and to come in a weight that's reasonable for people to say, man, that ain't my fault. I'm finna do my job. I'm about to knock you out. You know what I mean? But he said he felt good. That was his weight that he wanted to beat because he was lower than the weight that he was the first time. We all know what happened the first time. I beat him convincingly for 12 rounds. So maybe he felt like I need to get a little bit more heavier. And he said he felt good. But all that goes hand in hand of people's mindset. You may think you feel a certain type of way until the fight ease up on you and it's getting closer and closer. And you looking at this monster and he telling you what he doing. You look in his eyes and you know he ain't playing around with you. It mentally messes you.
Deontay, you mentioned you felt that you had to be perfect, you had to win every round. Why do you think that pressure is placed on you and not on
I don't think that what people,
why,
people
well,
put
why,
out for
well,
me.
why do the fan base feel that way, that he can go down during fights and fight off of adversity, but if you win decisively, you still have to be publicly perfect?
I mean, that's the same reason you have to ask those same people why they blame me for people taking PEDs. That don't have nothing to do with it.
Do you think that, I mean, you didn't have much of an amateur career before winning a bronze medal, and your early pro career fights were more or less like an extended amateur. I mean, you had not fought that many rounds as a boxer. Do you think that people hold some of those fights against you still and just don't really look for the way that you progress because you were on TV a lot in those early fights and were still pretty raw as a boxer and you've obviously improved since then. Do you think that maybe that's why certain people may hold you accountable whereas they don't hold other guys accountable?
Certain caliber of people, because even in the Olympics, I mean, you got to come up in 2008, it was like the worst team, I would say. Well, no, I think 12 was the worst because they medaled 1-2.
No. That was no medal was in 12.
No medal. Well, 12 was well they was the worst. And but you got a country boy from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, only one winning. But I don't think people was paying attention too much due to the fact that the program with the Americans. We've known for getting gold medals after won gold medals. It's just the system have changed it for Americans not to win. It's against us, because we was winning so much, all the time. And when my era came around, some people were interested in it, some were not. So I was still an unknown name coming into professional rankings. It's just the way I've done it coming up. I still got to make people believe it. They still want to see more. And I love it because they expect more from me, and I'm going to give them more. You know what I mean? If they expect me to be Superman, I'm going to give them Superman.
Did you think at all that you're maybe not as big as you might otherwise be is because you're from a place like Tuscaloosa that's not known nationally? I mean, it took Evander Holyfield, even after winning a gold medal, years for people to respect him. He was this kid from out.
But he was representing Atlanta, though.
Yeah.
I don't think so. It's always the saying, "Is not where you're from, is where you're trying to go." You know what I mean? I can be from a lot of different places, but if I don't show up and perform the part, then I'm just a guy that's from a certain place. A place don't make who you are. A lot of people want to brag about they from certain places, but what justice are you having? What does it you have just to say I'm from a place. You ain't doing nothing. You just there. You just your name and your body is at that place. That ain't nothing happening there. You know. And for me to be from where I'm from, I don't think that take away from me or nothing like that. It's all about the promotion of it. It's all about you guys. It's all about former champions. It's all about the analysts. Everybody plays a part when it comes to boxing. Like I said before, we're all a family at the end of the day. So if everybody bashing American fighters, everybody, the Americans ain't doing this and this, and then they adopt the Europeans and bring the Europeans, and the Europeans got the same caliber of technique and the things that we do, the same thing. But because they're not from America, we feel some type of voice of wanting to adopt them and make them one of our own and stuff like that, and they praise those guys instead of us. That's the problem. Former champions, that's the problem. No former champion wants their legacy to be passed, and that's a problem. Because over and over again, we hear time repeats itself. And when history repeats itself, it should never always be equal. It should always go up a little bit more because there's more technology is being formed, more different things that can make the body heal a little bit more. We got oxygen chambers, we got the Creole thing. It's so many different things that develop that make the muscle. We got a little thing we strap on our waist to make our legs a little bit. It's so many different things back in the day that they didn't have.
Does that make it more insane that